And welcome back to the Stacy Carter Coaches Show. I'm your host, Tom Taylor. Again, another great week of Hilltopper football. And, Coach, here we go, my friend. You know, the old Morton Salt commercial, when it rains, it pours. That's pretty much what happened literally with the rain. And, of course, figuratively speaking, that we got after them pretty good Friday night and won big 45-8.
We had a good night. It was one of those nights where everything went right for us. Other than the rain. I mean, it was a nasty night, just like Hardin Valley, but everything went right for us. From defensively to offensively, they had some big turnovers that we capitalized on, and the two punts that went over their head, and us hitting those big passes, and they got behind, and we played well, but it was one of those nights. Sometimes you seem like this whole year we've been fighting an uphill battle, and fighting for breaks every game, and some nights they go your way, and it seemed like we got every break and everything went our way that night.
Well, it almost looked like during the course of the ball game, even though it was pouring down the rain, everybody knows that, coming down buckets the whole game. But it looked like at times we were playing on a dry field, we were executing that good, and it was clicking that well for us that it, again, appeared at times we could almost say we were playing on a dry field because everything was popping for the Hilltoppers.
It was, and especially early it was, and able to get the continuous clock going. William Blount's a lot better football team than they showed, and, we just got some breaks. They dropped some passes early, and we hit some big plays early, and then their special team blunders, it kind of it snowballed on them. And don't get me wrong, we played good, we executed well, but they helped us a little bit, and then things going well for us also. They really got behind and couldn't recover.
Hilltopper head coach now 49-17 again at Science Hill, and of course on this field behind us, he'll be going for his 30th win here at Steve Spurrier Field. He is 29-5, and so when we come back, we'll take a look at these highlights. Big win over William Blount, 45-8, and a lot of highlights. A lot of kids involved on Friday night, and some great performances, not only offensively but defensively. We had a lot of kids flying to the football, creating a lot of turnovers, and so a lot of youngins we're going to talk about. So come back with us as we carry on here on the Stacy Carter Coaches Show.
Trucks, 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 and more trucks. At Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, we have Silverado trucks everywhere with discounts up to $11,000 off MSRP on select Silverado All-Star Crew Cabs. 15 Spark, $10,995. 15 Sonic, $12,995. 15 Track, $17,995. 15 Equinox, $29,995. Shop us online 24/7, and don't forget our Saturday service hours. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where they leave you asking, how do they do that?
Whether lying on the beach, just working in your yard, or watching NASCAR racing this weekend in Bristol, your skin needs protection from the harmful effects of the sun. Blue Lizard Sunscreen delivers broad-spectrum SPF 30-plus protection that comes with smart bottle technology. Our bottle changes colors in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. It's the brand most recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Plus, it's made right here in the Tri-Cities. Blue Lizard Sunscreen. We've got you covered.
Right? Leave that guy.
Get free coffee all February long. Just ask for a cup of our hot or iced coffee.
Welcome back to the Stacy Carter Coaches Show. We're right outside the Topper Nation Center of Excellence by Blue Lizard, one of our great sponsors here on the Coaches Show, and also on Friday night with our buddy Jeff Bedard and the great folks at Blue Lizard, also with Champion Chevrolet and also Chick-fil-A. And Coach, we got started early, had a lightning delay. Once we got the ball, we were moving it down the field, and of course they stopped play for the lightning delay. We came right back after that, about it's 28-minute lightning delay. Never missed a beat. And our first highlight got it started with his first touchdown catch of this season, his third of his career, and then we got it going in the driving rain. Bedard hooking up with Jordan Holly.
Hooked up with Jordan Holly. You went back out after the break and ran a play, and the safety was up really tight in the box on the single receiver side, and we saw that and thought Justin could throw a post and get him behind the corner, and he looked it off well to the right and was able to hit a perfect pass. Great catch, great route, and it just super play for us.
I got us going again with the point after Moorlegan in the driving rain, 7-0. Then we come back. I think I used the adjective rumbled, motored, I'm not sure how I described it. I have to go back and listen. But my man Cameron Burris picked it up and rumbled 37 yards for a fumble recovery touchdown. He looked like a locomotive, and he got a pretty good head of steam. That was fun to watch him run that ball down the field.
Well, you know, what a terrific year Cameron has had.
Yes.
I mean, a couple years and playing nose man, but he's been having big games. And, you know, those guys are defensive linemen are kind of like the offensive linemen, especially interior guys. You don't hear them a lot, but they're in there, you know, in the trenches, you know, doing what's needed to be done. And he definitely does that. But to see him have that opportunity to jump on that ball and grab it and pick it up and run a touchdown was awesome. And saw his speed and his strength. It's unbelievable. It really is how strong he is. But just, I mean, what a great thing that happened to a great kid, and just it was fun to see that.
He is a great kid. He told me on our last road trip, he said, Mr. Tom, one of these days I want to get that player of the game. And he did this week. He had 5 solos, 2 fumble recoveries, 1 for the touchdown. So with more Leggins point after 14-0, he was our defensive player of the game. That's certainly not to take away anything else, because our kids, we had a ton of kids that flew to the football Friday night. One of those was Zach Kennedy, got that fumble recovery that sets up our next touchdown. So before we go to the highlight, let's brag on that young man, Zach Kennedy, who's having a great year.
Now, Zach's having, you know, another great year. You know, one of the best outside linebackers around, and he's physical. He's a little unorthodox, but he makes plays all the time. He's hard to block. He always brings his A game. He's always ready to play. He's a quiet kid. He's one of our captains. The kids have selected him as a captain. But this is a super young man, and you know, his kid has worked for what he's got. And then when he's got in there, he has really, you know, he's really made a great football player in the last 2 years. He is a super player.
His fumble recovery sets up the next touchdown with 3:30 to go in the first period. Nakia Smith's 4th touchdown of the catch, and another thing of beauty by Bedard in the driving range. Nice tight spiral, which, again, blows my mind that he was that precise in the rain, because let's face it, it's pretty tough to throw football in the kind of rain we had. Bedard put it right on the numbers and set up this play for Nakia Smith.
Well, it was a bunch formation to the left, and you know, it was a 3rd down. It was kind of a tough situation, and we faked a run to the left and was able to bootleg off of it. Nakai came behind the formation and came wide open. Usually it doesn't work like that, but you know, we called him in something, and it worked out perfect. Again, the night was kind of going like that, and Justin made a great throw to Nakai for the score.
The beauty of high school football, we have some guests coming. See them going behind us. There's some geese. I want them to come back for the game Friday night so they can watch some good Hilltopper football. So hope they come. Hope they come back. Well, you look at this football team, and here's the beauty of high school football. You never know. Of course, Friday night, a couple of fumble recoveries. We had an interception we'll talk about later on. We had 2 safeties. So on any given Friday night, the beauty of high school football, at least for me, is you just never know what's going to happen. And so here's a safety, the first of 2. This one recorded by Bryson Tolley. This sets up our next touchdown. And let's talk about the safety, and then we'll set up the touchdown with the 31-yard pass to Mathis from Bedard.
Well, I mean, Bryson came in. We had a punt block on, and they, you know, they were able to sell it over the head, and we were able to go and recover the ball or get him in the end zone there, and that was Bryson with the safety. But you know, can't say enough about Bryson. What kind of year he's had, and what kind of player he is. But it was one of those nights. It was one of those nights that things were going our way, and it seems like we have struggled like crazy all year long. And you know, we had those things going against us, and this is a night that things went for us.
Absolutely. The touchdown again, set it up again. Elijah Mathis, his 10th touchdown of the season, 31-yard pass from Bedard.
A great throw by Justin on a seam route. He hit it, and then he did the rest like he always does. He gets in space. You know, he made a great play and was able to score another touchdown, one of many he's had all year.
Absolutely. And, of course, that just wraps up the first quarter scoring. After one period, it's 29-0 Science Hill. Scoring continues. Let's go right back to Elijah. Set this play up, Coach. A 49-yard pass from Bedard, his 4th touchdown pass of the night, and it was a thing of beauty. And set this play up again, please, with Elijah Mathis, his 2nd touchdown of the night.
Well, another 3rd down. And it had seam routes called, and he was able to hit that seam route, and just a great throw by Justin. And then when he got the ball, he did the rest. He has a way of finding the end zone, but you know, just a great play.
Our defensive guys played lights out all night long. The next one up again to set up the next touchdown. Tyreek Price had a big interception for Science Hill, setting up the Jalen Adams touchdown run, his first of the season. So Tyreek broke on the ball. Describe that one, and then take us right into the touchdown run by Jalen.
Tyreek, I mean, he had a super break. You know, it was right there, and he made a break right at the last minute. Got through the receiver, and you know, Tyreek stepped up big for us. You know, he's one of the young guys that have gave you know, Elijah and Tyreek Perkins a break. You know, and he's really come in there and did a great job on defense for us. A great kid, and after that, you know, Jalen did the rest, and we had a little replay that we run all the time to the left, and he was able to pull the ball and had a great hole. Offensive line did a super job, and probably a big hole he could have drove a truck through. And Jalen is pretty quick through the hole too. He just he exploded, and it was in the end zone before you knew it.
Moore Liggins' point after that point made it 43-0. Our last touchdown, or not last scoring, I should say, not a touchdown. Our last scoring, we don't have the highlight for, but it was a Avery Conkin safety. So let's give number 23 props because, once again, he played a heck of a football game too and got us a safety to round out our scoring.
And you know, Avery's having a good year. You know, playing you know, the D line for us and pretty much like an end, and also he's doing a great job on our bunch sets and our other tight end sets. But he's you know, a phenomenal baseball player and football player for us. There's big things to come from him, and it was great to see him get that safety.
So they'll close out our scoring 45-0. They tack on one to give the final score 45-8. So a very obviously, as Coach said, a very satisfying win for our football team. Everything went right for us on Friday night. So we'll take a break, come right back, and we'll give you some stats, some individual numbers for this football team, and some team stats as well, thanks to our statistician Kevin Harmon. Then when we come back, we'll delve into the Big East Conference, another big Friday night of Big East Conference football as we entertain the Jefferson County Patriots. Hard to believe it's senior night. Looks like that thing just flown by for me. So senior night Friday night, we'll talk about that and more when we come back as you're watching, listening to, and we appreciate that very, very much, the Stacy Carter Coaches Show.
Discover the difference with Bracken Paving.
Come on now, we can start today. We'll find a way to make it better. Pick up the pace and work together. Come on now.
Call the professionals at Bracken for your next paving project. 423-323-8197. Discover the difference with Bracken Paving.
Welcome back to Stacy Carter Coaches Show. I'm your host, Tom Taylor. We, of course, put a new show up thanks to Robert Gill, our producer, every Wednesday at noon. Easy to find, TomTaylorSports.com. And also all the back shows are there and archived along with the ball games as well. Of course, Friday night we'll go on there at 7 o'clock with the Blue Lizard pregame show. 7:30 kickoff right here where Coach is 29-5 on this field and where this football team, again, gets a chance to strut their stuff. And, Coach, before we get into these numbers, it's senior night. It's hard to believe, at least for me. We talk about this and talk about it and talk about it. Kaboom, here we are. The season flies by, and it's senior night Friday night.
It's hard to believe it's senior night, and it's going so fast. But what a great bunch of kids, what a great bunch of seniors we have, and been with me for a long time. And thank a lot of these kids, and anytime you go into a year, you want to get everything out of the senior class you can, and I think they've done well. And we're not finished, but I think they're going to peak at the right time. But just a great bunch of kids, and they'll be missed when they're gone for sure.
This is my first year at Science Hill, obviously. What strikes me as I travel with these guys when we go on the road is how orderly and professional they act. I mean, you got high school kids. I've been to teams in the past where they're acting silly and getting in trouble, but we go back to this Cracker Barrel stops at the restaurants. They always get praised by the staff at the Cracker Barrel where we stop simply because of how they act and very orderly and very gentlemanly-like. And, that's a testament to these kids. You're right. We got some great kids.
We do. We have some great kids, and their parents have done well with them, and also I think our coaches do well to make sure they're doing the right thing. But they've been with us for a long time, and we're proud of them as individuals. We know that football is just this is just a gateway to what they're going to do in life, and they're learning a lot of lessons from it, some good, and learn a lot of adversity and things that happen when things are not going their way. So it's a great sport. But we're just, we're concerned about what they're going to do when they get out of here.
There you go. And let's face it starts at the top, too. This one right here, yes, it starts at the top and trickles down. So that's in large part why the success is here at Science Hill right now, because of this gentleman to my left. Let's take some numbers here. Justin Bedard, coach, converting from a running back to a passing quarterback, 42 out of 76 so far, 753 yards, 55% completion rate, 8 touchdowns. You've asked Justin Bedard to step up and throw the football. Man, he's having a heck of a year throwing that pigskin.
He is, and runs the ball too. He's won a couple games just by running the football for us. I'm glad he's on our team, and we're trying to get him fully healthy here. He's had some things happen the last 3 or 4 games, so we hope all that's behind us. But I'm glad he's on my team, and he's just a football player. I mean, that's what he is. He is a great quarterback. He could play a bunch of different positions in college, and who knows what his options are going to be. But what a tremendous young man, great student, great person. I can't say enough about his leadership and what he means to this team.
So, again, he has passed for 753, has rushed for 360, so well over 1,000 yards of total offense already. And we got 3 regular season games left, obviously, with Jeff County and Bearden and Dobbins Minute. Rushing the football, let's take a look at those numbers. Again, Bedard with 360, King Russell with 326, Elijah Mathis, 44 carries for 444 yards. Jalen Adams, over 100 yards rushing so far. Colby Martin, 24 carries, 174 yards. You got a lot of guys toting the mail. Tyreek Perkins had 8 carries for Science Hill. Coach, we're averaging 5 yards a carry. That's not too shabby. 16 touchdowns and averaging 5 yards every time we touch the football.
Well, I mean, it's great, and if you see it, there's a lot of guys spread out, so it's a team game, and not one guy's doing it all. It's spread out, and I think that's good, because this is the ultimate team game. They always say that, but everybody's stepping up at different times. We've had different players each week. It's not been the same guy every week, and it's a team thing, and the kids buy into that. They know, hey, we're doing this as a team, not as individuals, and I think it's going to help us down the road.
Our stats, by the way, provided by Kevin Harmon on our stat team on the broadcast, and for my money, he's the best anywhere ever. He is awesome. We get about 6 or 7 pages of stats every week about this football team, this football program. So, to be fair, the receivers, let's take a look at those real quick. Elijah, 19 catches, 263 yards, averaging 14 yards a catch. Tyreek Perkins, 16 catches. He's averaging 16 yards a catch. Nakai Smith with 5 catches, and you got Colby and Jordan Holly and Costas Kalogris with 4 catches, and King Russell with 3. And, Coach, there again, you spread it around with Bedard and Jalen Adams throwing that football, and so there's been a lot of kids step up and catch the ball for us so far.
Been a lot of kids, and it's spread, it's spread out. It's spread a lot, and it's been different kids in different games. And a lot of those guys play defense also. So just a great job all the way around.
So then we go to the defensive stat sheet real quick. I want to give these kids some props, too. They work their tails off. Check out these numbers. Bryson Tolley, 90 tackles. Then you have Kalogris with 38, Kennedy with 35, Brett Marcus 31, Landon Brown with 28, Big Q, Quentin Alabokas with 28, Cameron, we talked about him earlier in the show, 25 tackles, Nakai with 17, Elijah 16, Davy White with 14, Colby with 14, Chad Gage with 14, Tyreek with 9, A lot of kids flying to the football and getting it done for the Hilltopper defense.
A lot of kids, and Bryson, he has those great numbers, but again, the rest of it's spread out, and it's spread out like crazy. And again, it says it's a team game, and they're playing as a team.
And it shows. Proof's in the pudding as we roll into this game Friday night, senior night, 3-1 in the conference and 6-1 overall. Here are the standings: Maryville 4-0, Science Hill at 3-1, Bradley Central, Dobbins Minute, Hardin Valley, and Bearden all in logjam, all at 2-2. That'll be separated, and some things will be divided up coming up Friday night after the action. Jefferson County, our opponent, at 1-3, and William Blount at 0-4. Around the conference Friday night in the Big East, Maryville after an open day back in action at William Blount. Bearden after an open day will travel to J. Fred Johnson Stadium to battle Dobbins Minute. Again, Hardin Valley will take on Bradley Central. Of course, our game, Jeff County at Science Hill. And Coach, you look at the Jefferson County Patriots, and we were talking off camera that they're 1-3 in the conference and 3-4 overall, but a very dangerous football team coming.
Very dangerous football team. I mean, you just look at the comparative scores from Hardin Valley and Bradley Central. I mean, one's 10 points and one's 4 points, which is two good football teams that we struggled with. And so I mean, we got to be ready to play. I mean, these next few games, it can go either way, and you got to bring your best in this conference every time. And we know that. Got William Blount, things went our way. That's not going to happen every night. We know that, so we got to be prepared for that. But it's a good football team. I think their offensive line is extremely, extremely good. They moved the ball against Maryville. They moved the ball against everybody. Now, they didn't score much against Maryville, but they moved it. So, we really got to be ready to play those guys.
Fall break is over. Of course, we'll have a full house again. We had, let's face it, rain, and the fact was a fall break didn't have the crowd we normally have for the Topper Nation. Everybody should be back in full force this Friday night, especially since it's senior night. Jeff County's got wins over Grace Christian, Knox Carter, and William Blount. They have lost to those 4 losses to Maryville, Morristown West, Bradley Central, and Hardin Valley. So 1-3 in the conference, 3-4 overall. And, Coach, the obvious every time we talk, the scouting report, what do we got to do to beat these guys?
Well, we got to play our game. I mean, we got to go out there and offense. We got to keep executing. We're getting better on that side of the ball. And special teams got to keep going like they did last week. I thought Adam had a great game punting the ball, and that was very well. So we got to keep doing that. And then far as defense, we got to keep playing what we've been doing. We're doing great on defense. We're physical, and we're able to stop everybody so far. But Maryville got after us after those turnovers. But we're playing very well on defense. Let's keep doing what we're doing.
Got to do what we're doing because we got 3 left. We're coming down the home stretch. Again, we're here Friday night, Jeff County, then travel to Bearden, and then travel to Dobbins Minute. So 2 of the next 3 on the road, and that's always tough to go on the road in the Big East Conference and play. But we got to bow up and go. We'll take the Toppers next week and do that. But this Friday night, it's senior night, so please come out. Support our kids, the band, and everybody involved on a great Friday night. Checking the weather forecast, supposed to be great this Friday, unlike last Friday. So it's supposed to be a little cool, but hey, that sure beats the rain and the lightning. So, Coach, let's get after them, and hey, we'll see you Friday night. And go Toppers.
Go Toppers.
Yep. Good man right here. Appreciate you again. Thanks to Robert Kell, producer. Couldn't do it without him. And again, new show comes out every Wednesday at noon. All you have to do is go to TomTaylorSports.com and check it out. Also, we're there for the ball game on Friday night as we'll entertain the Jefferson County Patriots, Hilltopper football. And again, all you have to do is simply go to livestream.com, type in Tom Taylor Productions. There we are, the audio cast only for now. And so we're looking forward to bringing you again the game on Friday night with Kevin Harmon and Don Shepard and Cody Helton and yours truly. And so for Coach Carter and for Robert Kell and our great sponsors, Blue Lizard, Chick-fil-A, and Champion Chevrolet, this is Tom Taylor again, the host of the Stacy Carter Coaches Show, reminding you as always, win or lose, be a good sport. Hope to see you here Friday night, and go Toppers.